Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here today. And today we're going to be talking about the lies and the perpetration of this woman and the audacity to come out and try to show us something that is not there. But it also lets us know Meghan Markle knows. She knows she's in trouble and she's trying desperately to save herself. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. All right, now before I go on about this story, I do want to mention that Harry and William did show up for their uncle's funeral, and they did the right thing, at least Harry did. But yet again, what did he do? He took a private jet, more than likely, because he was able to go very low key to the United Kingdom for his uncle's funeral. Apparently, while he was there, William and Harry, they were both in the same room, but they did not speak with each other. They were keeping their distance the whole time. And, you know, that right there just tells me there's still tension, and William is just not going to be dealing with Harry. He's done, but he's going to do the respectable thing and show up. And, you know, William has the class to do that. Harry showed up, to his credit. Okay, that was a good thing. However, you're contradicting yourself in everything that you're about with your travelist company, because you took a private jet, more than likely, and you can fly, go undercover where nobody knows what you're doing if you really want to. So the lies about the security is, I think, proven by the fact that he showed up to this funeral and no one knew. It was a complete surprise that he was able to do it. So let's get into this story about the brand that's happening, the branding with Meghan, this Us Magazine article. Well, it looks like Meghan is trying hard to get her story out there. Now, I saw this article cover story and I thought, my goodness, this is so fake, because look at what this article says, but it's actually true. Are you serious? I could not believe it. But okay, so it's true. Now, this article talks about all these things that Meghan essentially is trying to tell us, because Meghan can't not say anything because she knows she's in trouble. This is why this cover story, it just speaks like it's coming right out of her mouth, like she is speaking the words of this story right now as we read it, okay? And I'm going to read this article and tell you how the lies are showing us that she knows she's in trouble. So this is how it begins. Once upon a time, Meghan Markle was a TV actress. Okay, look, anytime you start with once upon a time, that's a lie. That is a lie. Yes. Once upon a time is exactly right. That was one of the first things that I learned when I was studying German, is when something starts with once upon a time, because we read a lot of fairy tales in class, you know, you're telling something that is not true. So I found it very interesting that this article opened up with that. Yes, because it's a lie. Okay, so once upon a time, Meghan Markle was a TV actress, and she worked on a successful show and ran a popular lifestyle blog called The Tig on the Side, which she would have been better off sticking to rather than trying to snag a prince to help enrich herself even more. She didn't want to do the hard work, so she thought finding the handbag was going to be her easy way to bigger and celebrity things in life. That's what I believe. So in her adoptive home of Toronto, Canada, where Suits was filmed for 7 seasons, she spent most of her time hanging out with her classmates, practicing yoga and taking her beagle Guy for walks. Then she met Harry. Oh yeah, she's conveniently leaving out that she was married to Trevor when she started filming Suits. She dumped him like a piece of dirt on a shoe. Then she started dating Corey, living with him while she was plotting and planning to find her prince to help make her a lot more famous with more celebrity, because that's what she did. We know she had a vision board. We know that she plotted and she planned because she was trying to make it with someone who was bigger than this Corey chef guy so that she could really enrich herself, because time was running out. She was already much older and she didn't have that much time to go. So yeah, she conveniently left these things out. So after they got married, they had this son, and then she goes on to talk about the tension within the royal family, saying that there was tension with Prince William and Princess Kate. Now, why are you saying Kate when you know she likes to be called Catherine? That right there is a dig in itself. And this tells you the attitude of someone like Meghan, because she will still try to make a dig at you, still try to make you believe one thing while writing the story and giving you a piece of That's what she does, okay? So don't get it twisted. So she took a beating, she says, in the UK press. No, you gave a beating, woman, with your mouth, by running it and being a bully towards your staff in the royal household. That's what you did. But this is a fairy tale, so you want us to believe it was the press they gave the beating. No, it was you, Meghan Markle. Okay, you're established in one world and then you enter another, and your narrative is dictated by external forces. No, Meghan Markle, there were no external forces that were dictating things. You were dictating things. You were being the one who was a bully and telling people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how high to do it, how low to do it, all of these things. She was the external forces that was compromising the people that she was working with, because she was always trying to do things her way. But she didn't want to do them the way of the royal family, because things are done with protocols and procedures and traditions, and Meghan Markle didn't like it. So these external forces were her not wanting to follow the rules. And additionally, what are these external forces that she's talking about? She doesn't even mention them. She doesn't mention that one time the narrative around these dictated things that she had to do by these external forces, because she wants you to believe the lie, but not name specifically anything. That's how vague it is. Then she goes on to say, while trying to process the events of the previous years, she and Harry spoke candidly about the trauma that they say they faced within the royal family. Now look, I find yet again something interesting by this fairy tale, that she says by the March 2021 Bombshell TV sit down, not once does she mention Oprah Winfrey. That was a sit down tell all with Oprah that you conveniently left out of this article. That tells me that there is something there going on with this article, because you have conveniently left out the name of the interviewer, who in her own right is famous enough to bring attention to this really big issue you wanted to talk to Oprah about. So why did she leave out the words of Oprah's name? Very interesting. And then she's talking about the trauma that she faced within the royal family. So once again, a victim not wanting to take ownership for anything that happened to her within the royal family that she caused. This article is not Meghan Markle wanting to move on. This is Meghan Markle still wanting to sit and dwell in her victimhood, to be the victim of something that she just didn't want to do, that she lied to get into. Just completely horrible. And then she also talked about the royals within the Netflix documentary. And then we know Harry had his memoir of 2023. So in 2021, there was something. 2022, there was something. 2023, there was something. All digging at the royal family. And the royal family didn't do nothing to her that she can even mention. It was, I was a victim. They were mean to me, the press. These external forces were just doing things to me and I didn't like it. Yeah, you spoiled rotten brat. You know, you just had to follow the rules and do what you said you were going to do when you married into the family. But you didn't want to do it. So Meghan is trying to paint a picture, a fairy tale to people to believe that she said all of these things because she was traumatized by the royal family. Then she goes on to talk about there were additional revelations and archetypes until parting ways with the streaming giant in June, saying that until they were mutually parting ways. No, it wasn't mutual. they dumped your butt. They said you suck. And she had to leave because nobody who's going to get a deal, $1 million deal, or, a lot of money from Spotify is going to mutually part ways. Why are you mutually parting ways? Okay, it could be a couple of things. You suck, which your content wasn't very good, or people just couldn't get along with you. What was it? Why don't you name the specifics, Meghan, why you had to part ways mutually? Well, we know by the producer of the Spotify streaming giant that they called Meghan and Harry grifters. Yeah, that was the reality. See, the real story came from the actual executive from Spotify to tell us that Meghan and Harry are grifters. They didn't want to work. They were just a hot mess. And people in Hollywood talk. The word is out on Harry and Meghan. This is why this here is something that is just showing us everything about Meghan and what she is trying to do. Now, it goes on. It says that she briefly appeared to take a breather. No, you didn't. You were plotting and planning the whole time. Okay, I got to do this. I got to get on this. You ain't taking a breather, never. That's a lie. Then she goes on to say, but in recent months, Meghan has been back to the game full throttle. She's set to launch her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, for her new Netflix series centered around cooking, entertaining, and gardening, which I can tell you is going to be a bore fest. No one is going to watch it. It's not going to be a very good thing for you because Netflix is not wanting to even renew their deal with Meghan and Harry. This cooking show is one of those things that she's trying to do desperately because she wants people to pay attention to her talent and the things that she wants to do, rather than the real reason why people listen to her is because of her connection to the royal family, which she continually at every turn wants to make the problem for her life. The royals are the problem. They're the problems. They traumatized me. These external forces did X, Y, and Z to me. But I still want my kids to have a title. I still want to maybe talk about them to make some money. I still want, this connection to royalty, the Duchess of Sussex, because that is what makes me who I am. But still, I want to do my own thing. It don't work that way. And I can't wait till these titles get removed. Now, it goes on to say that she was in July with a slew of Hollywood heavyweights, including Reese Witherspoon, Gwyneth Paltrow, and the Hamptons home of power broker Amy Griffin for a one-day business summit. Meghan was there to network, says an insider. She was very kind and humble and eager to learn. No, she wasn't. Girl was there to see how she could make some connections to build her empire on the nasty attitude of a person that she is. And people know, they see her coming a mile away. This is why you don't have pictures of this woman, but why she has to name these people in this article, because she wants this word association. She wants people to correlate her with these Hollywood heavyweights, because she does not have the star power like they do. She has to leech off of people that have worked their butts off and that have made a name for themselves in Hollywood. And this is why Meghan is desperately trying to do the same thing. It won't work, but it's fun watching. Okay, what else she gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? She goes on to say that I'm looking at this as my chapter of joy, Meghan said while attending an August 18th panel. This is why she does these things with these tours, royalty, so that she can have these excerpts from going on these tours to be put in these little puff pieces of fiction so that people can have her sound bites to write a bunch of lies. That's what it is. And, this trip to Colombia had its whole problems in itself, but, I digress. Meghan was transitioned from actress to royal to entrepreneur. Oh my goodness, says this second insider. She's worn many hats, but she believes age and experience have prepared her for a bigger purpose in life. She's very happy with the role she has carved out. Yeah, I bet she is happy about her role. What about your husband? What about the prince that you snatched out of the United Kingdom, taking him out of his habitat? What about that? What about you selfishly taking yourself to your home state so that you can pursue your career goals, and leaving the handbag off to the side like he's no longer useful? We see you coming, Meghan Markle. We see you. We read it. I mean, I look and read this and be thinking, yeah, you carved out a role for yourself. It ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. Your biggest accomplishment was keeping your butt in that television show and doing the TIG website. You would have made great things happen for yourself, but you just had to try to snag a prince so that you could get even bigger commercial enterprises for yourself. Going on, she's talking about letting go of the past, letting go. So she talks about the firm. She's been candid about her struggles to fit in within the firm. She and Kate famously fell out following a disagreement over Princess Charlotte's flower girl dress in the days leading up to the wedding. We know all of this. And I think Meghan, and so many privileges and things that were afforded you that were not afforded to Catherine. So you struggling to fit in is because you didn't want to fit in. You wanted a way out of royal life because they were telling you what to do and you didn't like it. That's the truth. But as we know, this is a fairy tale piece, right? Lies in action. So now she's ready to move on. That means not holding grudges. So much of how I approach things is less about the fight, she said in her August 18th time in Columbia. And it's like, if it's not about the fight and holding grudges, then why are you still calling Catherine Kate in this article? Why are you even having this article put out talking about what the royal family did to you if you're not holding a grudge? Of course you are. The lies of this article is telling us that you're trying to make people feel sorry for you. You're trying to show the royal family in a bad light still with this article. It's preposterous. It is unbelievable. And then she goes on and more about, how we show up in this space and wash things over with love and kindness and generosity. Oh my goodness, woman, you are such a fraud. It goes on to say that this family friend says that Meghan doesn't harbor any negative feelings. She just wants peace and knows you can't find peace if you harbor resentment. Oh my goodness, the lies. It's like you're swatting down the lies. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. And that's a lie. Woman, you don't have a truth in you in this article. It is unbelievable. I mean, just look at how you've treated your father and the royals. You don't harbor resentment. You don't have any negative feelings. For real, for real? What? I mean, am I in the Twilight Zone? Is this the Twilight Zone? It's unbelievable. She goes on to say she's embracing her inner circle. She's got this inner circle, and she's going to embrace it. Okay, so look, this is a source that says that Meghan has a group of friends who are all successful in their own ways, who she really trusts. In addition to famous pals like Serena Williams, Ellen DeGeneres, and these moms that she regularly sees. These insiders are said to say that she is very close with her neighbors and this new Bumble founder, Whitney Wolf, Heard, and a second source that she's tight with entrepreneur Jamie Kern. Okay, these people that nobody knows as name brands, okay, but she wants to drop these names as they're my friends so that when they read this, they'll be like, oh, she said I'm her friend. Oh, okay, that's news to me. She's trying to manipulate people into being her friend by saying that they're her friends in this article. It's like the audacity, the manipulation. Then it goes on that says, she has this great group of friends, but then Harry, he has a small group of close friends. Yeah, your husband don't have nobody because you made him leave his friends. Look at how you treated your husband and his friends. They don't even want to come visit in Montecito anymore because they don't like Meghan. That says a lot about Harry and his friendships. He doesn't have any. Moving from the UK has been an adjustment for Harry, though he's come to love his situation in the States. No, he doesn't love it. It's good right now? Yeah, I doubt that. This is why he's probably finding every chance he can to go back to the United Kingdom, like for the funeral of his uncle, because he misses it. He wants to be there with his friends, to see his friends, because they won't come visit him in California. You know, it's the lies. Okay, so he always is fond of his home country, but the way he views it, his wife and kids are his priority. If that means making sure that they're safe and happy in Montecito, then he supports that. Okay, let's see for how long. For how long does he support it? Then she talks about protecting her peace. Protecting her peace. As she continues forging ahead her new life, Meghan wants to surround herself with people who have her best interest at heart. Her estranged father, Thomas, doesn't fit the bill. That's a shame, because we can see how you've treated your father. And the fact that she's saying that he doesn't fit the bill, if someone who wants to protect her interests, means that there's another reason why. Because we know he gave everything for her as a father who wanted her to have the best. And he always had your best interest, so much so he spoiled you rotten. And now you're behaving this way, Meghan, shows us the true intentions of your personality. And that is to use people for what they can do for you. And then kick them to the side because you no longer have a use for them. Because to say that your father doesn't have your best interests shows us that you're not grateful for all the things that he did to show that he had your best interest. I genuinely can't imagine doing anything to intentionally cause pain to my child. So it's hard for me to reconcile that. And this is the part that I find really sad, that that Meghan still has no contact with her dad. She does not plan on having a relationship with him. He has not met his grandkids. That ship has sailed. And you know what, Meghan? For this reason right here, you'll never have success. You will always struggle, because you can't do what you've done to your father and have great success and happiness moving forward. Not when your father gave you everything and he made your interests his priority. And that you are giving your father a hard time for one mistake that he made, which I don't even think was a mistake, because you to this day still do it. Set up paparazzi shots. You even, I believe, set your father up for that photo shoot. So Meghan, no, you'll never have success. Because if you think that you're going to have success after treating your father this way, you're sourly mistaken, woman. Harry remains a constant source of support. They're so in sync. Oh my goodness. Throughout their relationship, they've stood together no matter what. The second source goes on to say that enjoying downtime as a couple is how they maintain a positive mindset. Oh, they stay motivated to do their best. And it's rooted in the bonds that they share together. I tell you, if you have to say it, it's not true. Just go be happy. Just go be happy. But if you have to sit here in this piece of PR fluff and tell people that you are living your best life ever, it's just telling us that you're trying to convince people of something that is just not really there. There's no there. So let's write it out so it will be there. I'm happy. See, it's there on paper. I'm happy. But in real life, no, you're not. Okay. Then she goes on to finding joy in her work. Finding joy in her work. She goes on to say here that her Netflix series is going to be a take on her joy of living. Your joy of living. Okay, reveals this other source, adding that the show will include little things that she's learned in terms of being a modern day hostess. There are rumors of cameos from Harry, and the source promises fans can expect to see familiar faces from pop culture to culinary to beauty. Okay, Meghan is going to try to live this fake pretend life, but the reality is she has taken her husband, a prince, from his habitat, and she's trying to live her best life ever now in this fake throw-up fest. Because I'm telling you right now, people are going to hate watch anything that she puts out because she don't have no talent. We know how she treats people. It's a fake fraud and a perpetration. People are not biting. This woman is sinking in a big way. And it's quite grand to watch, I tell you, because it's like, oh, okay, what you gonna do now? You gonna write an article in Us magazine and say some lies like a fairy tale? Oh, okay. What you gonna say? Okay, so let's see what else she said. So adopting an attitude of gratitude. Okay, so if you're going to have to be grateful for your life, you have to be grateful for all aspects of it. The parts that were opportunities of growth and may felt really difficult, as well as the parts that feel joyful and full, Meghan said when she was in Colombia. And this is the part that I have to let you know about that shows you the lies. Because right here in this moment, she is saying something that completely contradicts what she says about her father and the royal family. Because if you're really going to be grateful for all things, you're going to be grateful for the things that you just didn't quite like. Maybe the rules of the royal family. And you're not going to speak negatively about them. You're not going to be disappointed when, okay, maybe your father does something that you don't like, but you're still grateful for him and he would still be in your life. See, right here, she contradicts everything else in this article about not wanting to be a part of the royals anymore and not getting the security so my children can go there and see their relatives, or never going to see my father again. See, she contradicts it. Because right here, she's telling you that you have to be grateful for these things, even the really difficult ones. But she's not. If she were, why is she saying the things that she's saying about the royals here? It's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. You see, you can't say things that sound good and not live by them because we're watching. You're saying things that you're not living by, and neither is Harry. We're watching. You're losing, you're failing, and you're afraid and you're scared. This is why this article has come out, because we know you can't show up and do good. Because if you could, you show up and you do good and go make things right with the royals and your family, Meghan. But you're embarrassed of them. You didn't want to follow the rules of royalty. You wanted to use them to market your own independent life as an independent woman. Oops, I forgot I'm married. For real, I'm married? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that, but still, yes, I'm married. I love my husband. See, I wrote it down. We're happy. You know, you're not fooling anybody. And then the last part of this goes into being herself. Meghan's been candid about her struggles to fit in with Harry's family and stuffiness of the monarchy. And you know what? The fact that she even has this in this article says a lot. Because the stuffiness of this institution is what got you where you are today. And you are not even showing gratitude for what the royals have done for you. You can't even show your humility for the opportunity that you just blew away. Why is this in this article? Because you're not grateful. You're not appreciative of what the royals have done for you. Because if you lived in these moments of gratitude and, you know, living by being yourself, then why did you have to go through life and talk horribly about people and ghost your father and speak mean to your employees and bring your husband out of what he knew his whole life and what he was born to do? Because we know you're not living your best life ever. You are living a fake fairy tale life that you think is going to get you to this path of the best things of life. But you've already had a chance at the best things of life. The problem is you didn't even recognize gratitude and opportunity when it hit you in the face. And now you're trying to go find it somewhere else. And I'm here to tell you right now, as I sit here, you'll never find it. Your ship, Meghan Markle, has already sailed on that.